Exploring a personal identity, what defines me as an individual? The process of shaping a personal identity is somewhat complex and often convoluted since it is defined by multiple forces, some of which may be quite contradictory. Exploring personal identity becomes even more difficult for immigrants, who have been affected by sudden changes in their environment and the influences that often appear too intrusive and dominant. However, due to openness to new ideas and the ability to retain my cultural values, I have managed to shape my personal identity uniquely, including both the core values of my native community and those of the cultures that have influenced me profoundly. On the surface, the portrait I have painted of myself over my life is quite basic. Regarding my ethnic roots, I have always viewed myself as a member of the Latino/Hispanic community, which implies following the relevant major traditions and philosophy. For example, motherhood and the related roles, including those of nurturing and educating, have always been a priority for me. However, I have managed to overcome the gender-conforming standards that the specified roles suggested by exploring career opportunities that the related qualities provided. Namely, I have found my calling as an educator for pre-K children, to whom I provide support, guidance, and the necessary instructions. Connecting my experiences and current self-perception, I will have to mention two key people who have influenced me profoundly. These were my mother and my grandmother, who introduced me to the idea of self-determination, helped me to embrace my womanhood, and encouraged my education and, later on, my professional development. At the same time, they have been supporting me as a mother, thus helping me tremendously with my self-actualization. They have taught me to overcome the limitations set for me by gender roles, prejudices, and cultural misconceptions while choosing the available opportunities wisely to grow as a person and a professional. As a result, none of the roles that I have assumed, including that of a mother and a teacher, have ever restricted me in the options for personal development and communication. Although religion has never been the focus of my spiritual development due to the impact of the socialist philosophy of my country of origin, several key Catholic values, such as the importance of human life, have defined my career and personal evolution. Speaking of the cultural values that have defined my identity as an educator, a parent, and a learner, I must mention the value of human life and respect for others, which have been ingrained in me since childhood due to family values and cultural principles. Being appreciative of every opinion and valuing human life as the ultimate treasure is what has affected the development of my identity, both as a teacher and a parent. Specifically, I have been approaching the issue of early childhood development with special care, making sure that the needs of every child are met and that none is deprived of an essential learning resource. Although the concept of cultural identity is quite pliable, and I expect mine to be enriched with new elements in the future, my current perception of self has been shaped mainly by the idea of valuing human life, as well as my Latino/Hispanic heritage. The multiple influences that I have experienced throughout my personal journey have contributed to the creation of a unique concept of self that I hope to improve and enrich with new ideas in the future. Overall, my current life as a mother and an educator is entirely fulfilling, yet I am always open to new opportunities.